The Food and Drugs Authority is investigating a suspected food poisoning incident at the Boateng Senior High School in Koforidua in the Eastern Region. 11 students were hospitalized after eating waakye, a popular meal prepared with rice and beans, on Monday, apparently from the school's kitchen. The headmaster of the school, John Hodgson Arthur, tells Joy News the affected students ate the food from a bush canteen. Well, that's quite confusing because determining who's actually telling the truth. Headmaster of the Boateng Senior High School has been speaking with Joy News.
But in fact, we had a complaint yesterday in the morning that some students bought waakye from a particular food vendor, and they started complaining of tummy problems, so we quickly brought them here to the regional hospital for attention to be given to them, and they are all fine. The situation has returned to normalcy.
Okay, so how many of them were affected?
In actual fact, 11 reported at the infirmary in the school. So we based on our destiny on them, brought them to the hospital. But as soon as they all pointed at a particular food vendor, and we asked the person to stop selling. All those who bought our food also ate waakye that day also came reporting, but we made sure that they were all screened and they were all asked to go home.
Okay, so you claim all of them are okay, but you're still here at the hospital.
Oh yes, because of the 11 that had a problem, they discharged 6 and kept 5, claiming they were waiting for a report from the laboratory for them to confirm or not to confirm whatever the problem was.
Okay, so as a school, what are you going to do to ensure that next time or in recent future such things wouldn't happen?
In actual fact, we have so many things in place. You know, the assembly assess them, the health facility to Ministry of Health also assess the food vendors before they give them license to sell to the public. And so, we all know sometimes it's coming from this cabbage and whatever, the chemicals that they use. I'm not the expert. We are still waiting for the expert advice. But from today, nobody can sell with cabbage again. And if we get further information that is coming from other sources too, we will block those sources.
Okay. Certainly, it's a panicky situation, and you find parents calling in and all that. Can you assure them that there wouldn't be any problem?
Yes, for that. They are my children. And so whatever happens to them, I'm most equally concerned. And I know parents trust me that I always stand in for them. There's no cause for alarm. Otherwise, I will say it. Otherwise, even if one should be in problem or have a problem, it's a human. So I need to be very serious.
That's the head teacher of Boateng Senior High School there. Our correspondent Edwin Kofisian is joining me on the telephone now with some details. Edwin, let's start with what happened at the hospital. What's the condition of the students as we speak?
Well, currently some of them have been discharged. In the morning when I went there, I saw about 5 of them who were discharged. Later in the afternoon, I saw several of them also leaving the hospital to the school. So when I spoke to the headmaster, who has been with them since yesterday, he told me that they are okay and that all of them are responding to treatment. So he's sure by close of day today or early tomorrow, they will all be back in school. So
5 of them. 5 of them, we were told earlier, that were still on admission. Can you give us information on how they're faring, those 5?
Yes, those 5 who were on admission, according to health authorities, they say they are keeping them because they need to take their samples. I do not know actually what they meant by their samples, but that is what they say. They need to take it so that they can make some investigations and later come out with what they've been able to gather as regards what happened 3 days ago.
Well, we also know that the head teacher we had, when you spoke to him, said that they ate from a vendor outside. What are the students telling you regarding where they ate the food? Is it really from a vendor outside, or did they eat from the school?
Well, currently, I haven't been able to speak to any of the affected students. That should be on record. Because when we went there, the school authorities did not grant us access to where the students are. In fact, we had the opportunity to film them, but we weren't given the opportunity to speak to any of them. But what I am gathering from the health officials who visited the school and the hospital in the morning, the disease control officer in the municipality told me that they've spoken to some of the students and they say that they ate the waakye from the school kitchen. So it is coming at a time when the headmaster had already told me in the morning that the students ate the waakye from a bush canteen outside the school.
Okay, so there is a conflicting reports. They will need to clear it out as we go along. But what are health authorities saying now? We understand the FDA was on this matter. What are they saying now? It's been some hours already.
Sure. The FDA currently are in the school. First, they've been to the hospital. The regional director isn't around, so the officers who accompany the headmaster and the officials from the Ghana Health Service are tight-lipped. They wouldn't speak. They say we should wait until their director is in before he will make any pronouncement.
They're working with the Ghana Health Service, correct?
Come again?
They're working with the Ghana Health Service.
No, the Ghana Health Service are working separately from the FDA. The Ghana Health Service earlier on came to the school and they said they've also launched investigations into the matter, and that they're going to go to where the waakye seller is and also speak to her as to how the whole thing transpired.
All right. Kofi, thank you very much for that update. Well, Mr. John Hodgson Arthur is a headmaster of the school, and he's been telling us earlier from that interview we played that the situation is under control. Let's speak to him and get some more on this. Sir, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. The last time I checked with our reporter, our correspondent, you had about 5 more students in the hospital. Do you have any more information on them?
They've been discharged.
They've been discharged?
I was signaled about 30 minutes ago.
About 30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
So none of your students are at the hospital as we speak?
Yes, but I should think so.
Okay.
So that is the information I have, because currently I have officers from Food and Drug Board in my school. They are inspecting some facilities and other places and interviewing something. They asked me to be here. Okay. Otherwise, I would have been there to see to it that.
Okay. Let's look at the source of the problem. You say that the students ate from a vendor in the school.
Yes.
This vendor, is she checked by the school? How did she get there?
Yeah, but we don't just ask people to come and sell. As is done everywhere. They are certified people by the Municipal Assembly and Health Services. They give them, they issue certificates to them indicating that they can sell to the public, cook and sell to the public. That is why they were allowed to cook and sell to students.
So how many of such vendors do you have on your campus?
There are about 5.
About 5 of them? Sorry about that. So you have about 5 vendors who come to the school to sell food to the student every day?
Yes, because we have day students, they are all not boarded.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Those who were affected with by the food poisoning, are they boarders or day students?
Most of them were day students.
Most of them were day students.
Mm.
How is it possible that 36 of them would eat from one particular vendor when, as you're just telling me, there are 5 others?
And they were asked. When they were asked, they all pointed to a particular vendor.
Because what information we're picking up also from some of the health officials who took care of your student are saying that some of the students told them that they ate the food from the school's kitchen.
I'm here to hear that. So probably when they bring their report. But those who reported in the morning that they ate waakye from a particular vendor, and the number, they were 11, and all others were quiz. They all pointed at a particular person. So
Okay.
I don't know where whichever is coming from.
Very well. Where do we go from here? 5 vendors. One of them has been pointed out as feeding your student with food that's not good.
It has been asked to stay away as we study the situation. We are relying on the health services to tell us what actually happened.
Mr. Hodgson Arthur, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Yeah,
John Hodgson Arthur is the head teacher for the Oti Boateng Senior High School, and you've heard him with some clarification. He's still not really sure where the source of the food actually is, whether it is the vendor or whether they ate from the school's kitchen. But that's actually a point of conflict. We may have to wait for the FDA and the Ghana Health Service to confirm any of that information.